All right, what's up, everybody? We're live Sunday night, Corona version of Masshole Report live. Still out of the studio. Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
How goes it?
What's up?
You know, just living the life.
Because it's Sunday night. You ain't got a
Yeah.
job. You ain't got no place to be.
And we ain't got shit to do. All right, how's everybody doing in the comments? We already
got 50 people up in here. That's
yeah. Well, I think there's a little anticipation towards this live show tonight.
Do we have a special guest?
Now, New England.
We don't, unfortunately. I was supposed to. So the thing is, I had a couple people lined up actually for tonight. I had one guy that's a law enforcement officer. He was going to come on and talk about how yeah, no, he is. He sent me an email. He said I could read his email, but he's actually working right now. So if he said he's going to be listening. So if you're listening, what's up? But yeah, I wanted to kind of have someone that's on like the front lines, and if anybody's in the comments too and you want to hop on and talk about this still, then we can do that after. We're going to take care of some other stuff first, but later on I wanted to try and talk about if anybody wants to come on and talk about like how their jobs be affected. Anyone on the front lines, like nurses, law enforcement, EMS, fire, anyone like that wants to come on, just kind of talk about how this whole thing is like affecting the job, whether crime rates are up, crime rates are down, just like stuff like that.
I thought we had another special guest lined up. Or am I crazy?
Are you talking about Will?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wants to tell his side, which I've talked to him back and forth a lot the last couple days. He wants to come on, but he also doesn't want to. And this is his words. He doesn't want to add fuel to the fire.
Oh, come on, that's a cop out.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm still trying to work on him. He says it. He says he will. I said, Josh has been out there ranting and raving about his side, so you might as well just kind of come on and tell your side too.
We know enough to debunk all that bullshit anyway, though, right?
What's that?
We know enough at this point to debunk all that bullshit anyway.
Well,
no?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I think both of them have things they're not being honest about. But I mean, I've spent the last 2 days basically like going through everything and listening to things multiple times and fact checking this and that. And I don't know. I kind of have I honestly started this whole thing neutral. I tried my hardest to start this neutral, put our past with Josh in the past, and just start fresh with it. And it led me right back. It led me right back to where it always is that Josh seems like he's full of shit. To be honest.
Yep.
I'm inclined to believe Will.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah, I am. I mean, it would be helpful if he spoke up for himself here. But
yeah. Oh, hold on. I didn't change the thing. Sorry, you guys are all still looking at the stream starting soon. Hold on. Ta-da! Not that there's much to look at, but
good job. Oh, Sergeant Doofy, did you like Josh?
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not a Sunday night unless my sombrero is on screen, okay?
Yeah. Let me see. Hot tow truck girl. Does anyone know? That quick question keeps popping up. Can anyone answer that real quick? I don't know.
What's the question?
Where is hot tow truck girl, and is she okay?
I mean, I don't know. Nobody's heard from her, but
yeah, laying low.
She's living a private life. We should respect that.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
As long as she's staying out of the spotlight, hopefully she's getting her.
Yeah,
I doubt it, but hopefully we can hope that she's getting her stuff together to take care of her kids.
Yeah.
Kid or kids, plural? Singular,
one.
Plural?
Kid.
Singular.
Yeah.
Okay. News New England. You told me to call in anytime. I just did the heart procedure thing. We'll call in a week or so. Get to. All right. Yeah, that's cool. So you guys know who News New England is, right?
The guy from Maine, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude.
Oh, was
he's a funny guy.
We were showing the video of last.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in the police parking lot.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right, so let me.
But
I don't know.
The heart procedure went well. We don't wish anybody bad health. Just
Oh yeah, of course.
sometimes some people we wish bad luck, but not bad health.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm guessing everybody at least has an idea of what's going on with Josh and Will.
Yeah, maybe we should give it just like a quick recap for those people who don't.
Run it down, Mitch.
All right. So, so let's see. What day was this? This was it Monday? I think it was Monday. I got a text. Let me make sure because I don't want to say it. It was either Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday. I got a message from Josh saying, "Hey, I got a story for you." I'm like, "All right, this is weird." So I'm like, "Go ahead." And he says, "Me and Will just had a big argument. He is afraid of coronavirus, and he never told his probation officer that he is traveling with me, so he took the car and took off, and I'm here stranded in Indiana."
Which is just like, that's a boss move. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he's like, "Fuck this kid, like, I want to tell the whole story." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So like, I don't know, like I was like, "Wow, all right." And mind you, this is April 1st, April Fool's Day. So I'm like, I'm like, all right, well, I'll go with this for a minute and let's see where this goes. But I don't know. This he might be full of shit. So I go with it, and lo and behold, it's all true. They are on the outs. They are no longer on good terms. And Josh did get left in Indiana. Now, his story, Josh's story, is that, like I just said, he left them because they were on their way home from Texas to Boston, somehow wound up in Indiana because that's totally on the way. And I guess they were there for a few days, and next thing you know, Will is gone. So that's Josh's story, and I already put out. I don't want to play the whole interview again and everything like that.
No,
hopefully everybody already listened to it and has this. So, like I said, that's Josh's side. Will's side is they were never supposed to go to Indiana. Okay, they were supposed to go. I guess Will says that Josh was switching around flights all week, saying it got canceled, saying it got rescheduled. Last second on the 28th, Josh says, "Oh, my flight's canceled, but I have to be home." So Josh had to be home Monday. Josh had a court date on Monday morning he was supposed to be at, which obviously he didn't make. So Will says that Josh kept canceling flights. On the 28th, Josh tells Will and John that the flight was canceled and it was supposed to leave on the 29th, but it's no longer happening. Extra Good Citizen, the guy they're with, is he's like, "All right, well, let's find another flight. We can try and figure something out here." And Josh is like, "No, I want a rental car." And he's like, "All right, well," he's like, "I need a rental car. I need to get home. I have probation on Monday morning." So they go back and forth. Finally, John rents him a car in Texas. Okay. And let me pull up I have the receipt from this, because also Josh has said that he paid the rental, which apparently he paid Extra Good Citizen cash for the rental, which Extra Good Citizen
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Can you guys hear me now out there, by the way?
Yeah, you're a little better. Yeah.
You're better, Verizon. Why did they need a rental car, though?
Well, yeah. So that's the thing. So like, why do they need a rental car? Now,
because he wanted to go to Indiana. That's why.
Yeah. Now, supposedly, they couldn't fly home from Texas, because he didn't have his ID.
Incorrect.
Yeah. So listen, this is all right. So yeah, actually, hold on, time out. Let me do this whole ID thing, because that's the biggest part. All right. Josh says that he flew home from Indiana with no ID. All right. He says in one live stream, he says in our phone interview that he talked to TSA for a half hour over the phone. Okay. He says in one of his other live streams, he talked to them for about 15 minutes at the airport. He had to buy his ticket first. Okay, so that's two different versions right there. All right.
Would they even let you? Would they even let you buy airline ticket?
I don't
person
know.
if
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
have
I'm
an
not
ID?
sure. I'm
No,
not sure
God,
about that.
no. After
Yeah.
9/11 and stuff, like, no, you need an ID to buy a plane ticket. That's
I'm
just
still being
that's
told
how you
that they
fly.
can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very strange.
Can you guys hear sound guy?
A little bit.
I don't know.
Why is
Turn-
it the sound guy always has issues? What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
No comment.
The irony of ironies.
Seriously.
No, but
All right, hold on.
you need an ID to fly. That's like a freaking given. Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
just
I'll
a
be right
given.
back.
All right. So Josh says that that he didn't have his ID, so he talked in our interview he says 30 minutes. In his stream he says 15 minutes. So whatever. Somehow he got home. He does have he does have this screenshot of his what appears to be his mother ordering a let me blow this up so you guys can see. Ordering a new license for him. Okay. Carol Abrams, that's his mom. Thank you. Will you order me a new ID? Why? See, this is strange too. All right. Look at the times on this. I don't know. I mean, I asked my mom to do stuff and she'll do it for me, but will you order me a new ID? 1 minute later, boom, ordered. Like, come on.
Well, that's
509.
509.
All right. Okay. No, that's right. Okay. All right.
But it's
All
only
right. I missed that.
$25. You could just order it just to have this. You
Yeah.
know, it
All right,
doesn't
so that
mean
makes
anything.
more. All right, yeah, that makes more sense. It is 509 because I saw the 439 up here. I'm like, what? You know. All right, so that makes a little more sense. All right, so he has this one here. He also sent me. Let's see. This is a close up of that, which for everyone wondering if this is a real, it does appear to be real. And on March 24th at 5 p.m., he ordered it. Registering to vote. No. All right. Yeah. So
Wait a minute. Oh, the irony of that. I'm just going to leave that one alone, but he is not registered to vote. Okay. All right.
All right. And this is his actual copy of his, not his license, his identification card. All right.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
So you just called him cute?
Yeah, I just want to pinch his cheeks.
So he did order. It does say date of issue 3/24/20. So he ordered a new ID, which all right, whatever. You know, anyone can order. I can go order an ID right now. It doesn't mean I lost it. Doesn't mean I don't have it. You know what I mean? But so he did appear to order an ID. His claim with that is that he went when he got arrested at St. John's Correctional Facility in Louisiana. They stole his wallet. You guys have all heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we have that audio. Right?
Swears up and down that his wallet went in with him and that his wallet was stolen by the correctional facility and that he hasn't seen it since. Now, let me pause this. All right, hold on. I got to take this over here. Sorry, this StreamYard shit is ghetto as hell, but it's all we got right now. So, all right. Let me bring this up. Boom. So I got a little video. So I'm just gonna say this. So remember, his claim is that the jail took his wallet and they have it. He filed paperwork. He also says that the jail, it's on camera for the jail. Of it being there. He also says the Extra Good Citizens live stream plays until all the way into booking. No, it doesn't. All right. And he also says you can hear the officer say, I have your wallet. You can get it inside. Don't hear that either. But here's a little video. Hopefully my audio works. It should. All right. There's no video. It's just audio.
St. John Correctional does. Definitely knows. How may I help you? Hey, Deputy Nelson. I was just there the other day and I was strip searched for a ticket. I was just wondering if you found my wallet yet. You guys took it into your chain of custody and then lost it, along with my ID and my cash.
Alright, what's your name?
My name's Joshua Abrams. I'm the guy you strip searched for a ticket.
Alright, so, Mr. Abrams, what are you asking me?
If you guys are willing to return my wallet yet, if you found it, because when I was taken into custody for filming, you took my wallet, you guys had my wallet, and then you lost it or didn't return it. So we filed a report, and I'm checking to see if it was found. Because it had, almost $800 in it, my ID. So I'm stuck in New Orleans now. So if you haven't found my wallet yet, I was also wondering if maybe I could stay at your house.
Well, sir, we have no information on the wallet thus far. I can give this phone to my supervisor so you can talk to her real quick.
Sure.
Alright, here, let me get the phone to her real quick.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hi. So I was wondering if you guys had found my wallet yet.
Sir, did you bring your wallet into the jail?
Yeah, you guys took custody of it. We have it on film. I came in, I filled out a report earlier. It's on video that the officer takes custody of my wallet, and then I wasn't released with it. So right now I'm minus my cash and my ID, so I can't fly home. So I was asking, number one, if you guys have found my wallet.
Hold on, sir.
Yeah.
Did your wallet come into the St. John Correctional Center?
Yes, it did.
Did you see your wallet in St. John Correctional Center?
Yes, it did.
No, sir. It did not come into this jail?
It sure did. It's on film going into that jail. You know why? Because
No, it's not, sir.
it's on a live stream with the officer telling me what, because the live stream continued all the way through booking with him saying, yes, I have your wallet. You'll get it when you get inside.
Sir, I'm just saying when you came into the jail, your wallet did not come into this jail.
Boom.
If you're gonna be stuck somewhere, New Orleans is not the worst place to be. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
No.
No.
Yeah, you're really low.
Oh, good
Yeah.
Lord.
All right. So yeah.
Is the
He
hub
never
gone
would
now?
have left that jail without if he didn't have his wallet, he would have made a huge scene.
Yep.
If he didn't have it, like on that day, he wouldn't have called the next day if he didn't have his wallet.
Oh yeah, there's no way he would have let that go
It
and,
would have
not,
been a
filmed,
huge
and not
scene.
filmed it.
Yeah.
I like how he led the whole thing with "I'm the guy that you strip searched."
Yeah. I just want to know if I could stay at your house. So yeah, I came across that. That was given to me, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I also asked him if he had. I wanted to see the inventory. I want to see the inventory paperwork that says his wallet was there, and then what? Because he says it all says it on there. He says that he's got all the paperwork for it. So I tell him to send it to me. Haven't seen it. He also says that Extra Good Citizen and No Name both said that they saw the wallet in there and then it was gone. I said, okay, so let me see a screenshot of Extra Good Citizen saying that he saw your wallet in there, and then that'll be that. Didn't see that either. He asked him, but I never got an answer. So
Yeah,
that's the
and I
deal.
mean,
So yeah, did he lose his wallet? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did lose it. He did order a new one. Maybe he's just ordering a new one because he's going that far to cover his lie. Maybe he lost it, but did it get stolen? Did it get stolen in the jail? No, I don't think so.
If he
Threw it
didn't
out the
have
window
his
'cause there's no
debit cards,
cash in
how
it.
did he get a ticket to get home?
Yeah. So he said, because he says that he lost his ID, his 2 PayPal cards, and his ID in his wallet, and $800 cash.
why is $800 always the number?
It is.
It is.
It is. It is.
It's like that is odd to me to consistently have the same the same dollar amount. It's always $800. Like this is gonna kill me forever. I wish that he would just tell me or tell somebody like what the hell is up with this $800 amount, because it's like consistent.
Yeah. So a guy named J Jaw Albert 77.
Yeah, I know who it is.
I'm gonna bring him in because he's been following this very closely. So I'm interested to hear his take on all this. So I'm gonna bring him in. What's up, man? So you're on.
Hey, what's up, man?
Welcome on.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going
Can you
on?
hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright.
absolutely.
I never used StreamYard before. I always use just Discord or Streamlabs. So
Yeah, it's all good.
Nope, you're golden.
yeah, no. So the whole it just. Am I echoing or are you echoing?
I don't hear any echo.
I don't hear an echo at all.
There's
I don't hear echo.
through to us, so it must just be coming to you.
It's just me then. All right, it's all good. So yeah, so basically, Josh lying about. Let's just put it out there. He never lost his ID. Check. He never paid for their hotel rooms. Check. The donors paid for it. He didn't give Extra Good Citizen the money for the car. Otherwise, Extra Good Citizen would just say he gave me the money. That's not getting involved. That's just saying, yeah, he paid me for it. He won't say it. So Josh never paid for that. He never lost his ID because you can't board a plane. I called the airports in Indianapolis, and you cannot board a plane without your ticket and a photo ID anymore. No exceptions. Like nobody can call and vouch for you now, unless he had a passport. Like you can have a passport with your ticket. That was also acceptable, they told me. But the base acceptance was a photo ID. Also, when he texted his mom that picture you had, it said, "Hey, I need a new ID. Why?" And then he never explains to her why or asks for a screenshot of the proof that she ordered it. And she just sends it to him. The screenshot, like who does that to prove to their son that they ordered their ID for him?
Someone who's been through this rodeo once or twice before. I'll give him that. It's plausible.
Okay, okay.
I would personally like to see what date that was done on.
Well,
Like,
it says the screenshot.
The 24th, March 24th.
It said 5:03 that she ordered it. She ordered it at 5:03, and he asked for it earlier, and then she sent the screen share at like 5:03, like a minute before.
So I think it's. Oh, now I hear an echo. Bad.
Yeah.
Sound guy again.
It is. It's sound guy because I'm using my mic.
He's trying to be all technical over there with his board and everything instead of just plugging in the headphones.
Yeah, this
So-
is
like the rest of us.
Yeah. So 524 is when 324 is when it was ordered. March 24th. He supposedly got it in the mail April 1st or 2nd. Now that's pretty quick. I mean, granted, the DMV isn't very busy right now. People are at home. They're not. But I mean, what's it usually like 7 to 10 business days in Massachusetts to get a new license?
to get it like mailed to you. But
Yeah.
I mean, the transaction is done instantaneously.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I'm saying to get the license, to get the plastic in hand, it's pretty quick. Sound guy, you're buzzing again, man. So
yeah, so it was just like Josh made it. It just comes down to this: Josh is doing what he's done in the past with everybody he's had conflict with. He tries to get the lie first, tries to share his story. It's all lies. Says that he's going to show proof of everything, never does. And it's just the same thing. And he goes live while other people are live trying to distract you from the point. Like he just does all, and it's just the same thing.
yeah,
I called it from the beginning. I said in Discord, I was like, dude, it's going to come out. Josh is like, he didn't pay for the hotel rooms. The donors did. Like they paid for the hotel rooms with their credit cards. Like he's not even paying for the rooms with the money. Like if they donate to him into his PayPal or whatever, he's not physically using that to pay for hotel rooms with a PayPal card or nothing like that.
yeah.
The donors are calling in the hotel rooms for him and paying for it. So he's making all that bank on top of there's no expenses. He has no expenses, and he acts like it's a business.
Yeah, and I also have a source that's telling me that that while they were out there, John Gray was paying for the hotels. As well. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Larry says you guys really believe Josh. I don't know what's giving you that inclination, but
It's
your
not
impression is incorrect. No,
and right. And it's almost like people are like, well, why do you care anymore? Like the reason I care is because I got nothing fucking better to do besides sit in front of my computer. Right.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
And secondly, I hate to see people victimized, no matter how small it is. Even though I used to be one of those people, it's tough to see somebody blatantly victimizing people, and people just don't get it. And so I'm just going to keep on the Josh fuck you bandwagon, and I'm going to keep calling his shit. And maybe one day he'll get clean, he'll change his life, and he'll do something different. If you want to be on camera, you can live stream, dude. Figure a different way to do it, or like figure a different way to audit. I believe there's a real need for accountability. There's no question, but you're doing it the fucking wrong way, you idiot.
Yep.
Well, so this is another thing that I think I find objectionable and interesting. This is like my whole takeaway from this. No Name hooked up with Josh is because he was under the impression that he was going to make a ton of money. This
Correct.
is not the first person that I've spoken to that hooked up with Josh that is under the impression that they're going to make a ton of money. This is not a legitimate job or career. We are just all shit posting on the internet. If you think that you are going to make a living and pay your bills this way, you are legitimately retarded. There's just no other way to put it. Like, it's the internet. It's not that serious. You need to go out and get a real job. Point blank, that's it. And No Name is out here claiming that he actually lost his job over this shit. Like, that's retarded. Like, what the hell? Like, if you have a real job, hang on to that real job. If you don't have a real job, go fucking get one, because you're not going to be making all your money on the internet. That's crazy.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. You know what I mean? I completely. And you know what's crazy is I was one of those guys. Like, I went back the other day and looked at my liked videos on YouTube, and I went back and looked, and I was like liking like Earl's shit. I was liking Josh's shit. I got wrapped. I'm telling my girl, she's like, "You used to tell me to watch those videos," and I was like, because I believed in the accountability, and I was blind to what. Like, I got caught up in the like, fuck you authority. Like, I got caught up in that because I've been to prison. I've done time. I've been on parole. I've done all of that. So I got caught up in that until I like, well, I mean, it's sad to say that you guys pulled me. No, I'm not saying sad to say that, but I'm saying that I'm such a loser that like I got pulled into all of it. And like, I saw the light.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I saw the light, and it was like, I started seeing inconsistencies and listen, that interview you did with him, everything that came out of his mouth was a lie. He didn't tell you one truth.
Yeah. Now I've gotten a little criticism over this interview.
Slack, yeah.
Okay. But my reason for that interview, I didn't want to go on and start calling him out because, one, I hadn't looked into all the facts yet. So I had my assumptions, but I hadn't looked into all the facts yet. Number two is that I wanted him to tell me his story flat out, what his version of it was on record. So now we have that. We can go back and we can see what happened. You know, is he telling the truth?
I think you did a great job.
And I'll tell you, I was as civil as possible.
Yeah,
I heard you ask him again how he said, "Oh, he just got tested, went through the drive-through for COVID-19." It's like, no, that's a
lie.
That's a lie. My stepfather works in New York City, opening a hospital, and they wouldn't test people who came in contact with a positive case. Like, you can't just drive through just because.
Well, look, I have a chronic illness, right? And even having a chronic illness does not put me in line for testing. Now, my girlfriend, she works with kids. She's a teacher. She had like all of these symptoms. And I was like, babe, go online, fill the application out. And then you fill the application out, and then it comes back and tells you whether or not you can go to one of the testing places.
Yeah.
And then you have to go to the testing place and get tested. There's no way, like, even with all her symptoms, with having a type 1 diabetic in the house, Crohn's in the house, they still told her, you don't qualify to meet the testing criteria at this point.
Like, at that point, I just think he's a pathological liar, because why lie about that? Something so easily debunked. Like, why lie?
Because when you're Josh, right? He felt so good. He was like, Mitch is going to give me an interview. I'm going to be able to go live. I'm going to be able to tell my side of the story.
Sound guy, you're wicked bad, man.
Yeah, bad. And
plug a headset into your headphone jack. Call it a day.
Like I said, I think Mitch did great with the story. He got it while he could get it. Because if he would have said no to Josh, like if he would have said, no, let me investigate it a little bit more, it would have gave Josh time to like clarify his lies. Josh is no good with off the cuff. Because when he goes if you ever watch him go off the cuff, he'll say things and then he'll take those words back. but then keep going
Yeah.
with you in your head that you thought he meant what he had said, but he had already took it back.
He doesn't worry about long-term consequences. He's
Right.
worried about making the situation
Instant
that's in front of him.
gratification.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
So,
So,
I'm getting word that No Name is willing to join the stream.
Awesome.
is he?
Yeah.
I'm going
All
to
right.
step out, guys. Thank
All
you
right.
for letting me
Yeah,
come in.
I appreciate your 2 cents, man. I know you've
Hey, no
been.
problem.
I've been following what you've been saying on, on our Discord stuff like that, and you have good input. So thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
No problem, guys.
All right.
Always
Yeah,
appreciated.
thank you.
All right. If No Name wants to come on. All right. So while we're waiting for that, I have receipts from the car rental
Okay.
that I just want to show real quick for the record. So let me see. I'll pull this up.
You've been so professional lately.
Yeah. All right. So here's somebody I want to get on. This person is from Discord. He's pretty cool. He's in the auditing community. Ima, I think his name is, or Ima. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I'm gonna bring him in.
Auditor Truth.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? Hello. All right. Well.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, here he is.
How you doing? I want to apologize for not getting you in last
I'm
week.
good.
But you're in now. So what's going on?
Very understandable. Am I echoing or am I roboting or can you hear me?
No, are you echoing on your end?
A little bit.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
for some reason the last person that was just on too is saying the same thing, but you're good on our end, so
Okay, great. Hey, I like what you guys do, and I'm following Josh too, along with you guys.
okay.
But I thought you guys might like to know a couple backstories on Chauncey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Chauncey's been out there posting on YouTube for quite a while now. Are you guys aware of that?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's. Let me just give you some things about him that that are kind of interesting. First of all, quite a while back, Chauncey posted a video as a kind of a satanic ritual thing where what he could do to get people to become daddy and master. What's the word I'm looking for? Worshippers. Have you seen that video?
I don't know if I have, to be honest.
Where he's trying to get everybody to call him daddy or master, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, to become
Yeah, I've seen
daddy
that one.
and master worshippers.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah,
Kate,
a
if you
cou-
want to just take over for a second, I'm getting No Name to come in. So
Right.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, keep it going, Auditor Truth. Sorry about that.
Okay, no, that's okay. You just tell me what I need to be able to make your show work. So anything, if you need to put me backstage or kick me, that's up to you. It's your show. I just want to help you guys out.
Oh no. Mitch was just letting me know that he was going to be working with No Name. So no, you're good.
Great. And in regard to the charges on him now, he has been for a long period of time harassing, cyber stalking a young lady that works in Arizona Attorney General's office. Those are the charges. You've seen the charges, right?
Yep.
Okay. And one of the things that I don't know, I haven't read the charges in detail, but when they refer to the things that he's done, one of the things that he's done was post emails, sent emails to members of the Attorney General office saying that he has pictures of this young lady nude. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I've read the complaint.
Yeah. So you have to you understand that how stupid do you have to be to send emails and harass somebody that works in the attorney? Come on,
Hey, guy.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so auto truth. So, right now, right, I got No Name coming on, and I want to make sure I have enough time to go over this stuff about Josh today. I do want to talk more about Chauncey. So, at another time, can I have you back on another time? We'll talk about Chauncey. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be an asshole. I want to get to this stuff tonight.
No, absolutely. What I'll do is I'll
Okay.
exit and man's name is that's in Discord, in the PK Discord. When you're ready to do one and you want me to come on, just
That's me, and I'm not a guy.
DM me.
It's me.
How's that sound?
All right. Yeah.
All right then.
All right. Kate.
I'll exit and I'll see you guys later then.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Thinks I'm a dude.
Somebody thought that was me.
No. You know what it is? It's because my new Discord name is masculine, but no, I'm still female.
Somebody in the comment asked if it was Doofy talking.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. All right. So I want to get to No Name supposedly coming on, but while we're waiting, I want to get to this. So this is the rental agreement from Enterprise Car Rental, rented by John Gray, as you can see. Not Josh Ayers, which he did say that John did it. So that is semi-true here. All right. Now they picked it up on March 28th in Texas. It was a one-way rental intended to be returned in Danvers, Massachusetts. All right. 3 days later. Okay. The actual return was in South Carolina.
Oh, shit, that was close, huh?
On Monday the 31st. Let's see. So that's that. Okay. Now this is just, I'm really just showing people this just so that they can see that John is the one that rented it. Okay. So therefore, the person that rents the car, in my opinion, gets to say when he wants it back. Correct?
Yeah, it's his money. He's the one who's getting charged if it's over or damaged.
Yep. So he's the one that rented it. It's on his card. All right. Now Josh's big claim in all this is that No Name took off, lied to John, lied to Josh, and he took off to go on the run from probation. Okay. Now, it is true that No Name does have a warrant, but that's been a thing since March 9th. So it's not anything they did on the trip. Okay. In fact, No Name says, and I'm still waiting for confirmation or some type of documentation on this, but No Name says that he has a travel privileges written right into his agreement, his probation terms on his agreement, because he has family in South Carolina, so he can travel. So traveling, supposedly, until I see, I want to see documentation on it, but traveling is not an issue for No Name.
Allegedly.
So, yeah. So that shouldn't be an issue.
How do I sound now, guys?
Oh, much better.
Yeah? Not too loud?
No, you sound good.
All right, cool. Sorry about all that.
All right. Apparently, No Name can't, he's...
Yeah, I'm talking to him right now. I'm talking to him right now. Yep. All right. So the reason why I showed that receipt, hold on, let me get this up. Let me see if I can find this. Where is it? Right here, I think.
You know what I'm really hoping for, actually? Is that just on a little sidebar, whenever Josh and his happy merry band of idiots do make their way back into town, I hope they drive through through Rhode Island and get pulled over, just because they have that quarantine in place right now. Because that would make for a hilarious video as they're screaming about their constitutional rights.
Yep. All right, you guys ready for this?
This is give a shout out to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give a shout out to Vilified Freedom.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's in the comments.
I'm gonna bring Oak in for a few minutes too, unless.
Oh, Vilified Freedom's in here? Hell yeah. Oh, speaking of shout outs, can we say happy birthday to Mr. Toast real quick?
Hey, happy
Yeah.
birthday,
Oh,
Mr.
happy
Toast.
birthday, Mr.
Happy
Happy
Toad.
birthday, Toast.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey. All right. So Josh's big claim is that No Name took the car, took off, never talked to John Gray. He lied to John Gray. John Gray didn't say anything about the car being home. Well, Will's story is that John Gray was saying he wanted the car back. They weren't supposed to go to Indiana. Will says that Josh said that there was a paid audit that he wanted to do last second. They were in Tennessee. They wake up in Tennessee and Josh says, no, we're not going to Boston. We're going to Indiana. So they go to Indiana to do this audit. And also they've been talking about going to see Chuck Bronson. So obviously he wanted to do that too. But what I have right here is a text message between No Name and John Gray on Monday, March 30th. John Gray says, will you be able to return the car today? No Name says, hey, he is being an idiot. So you want me, he forgot to say me, but you want me to just take the car back? John Gray says, yes, please. Now, that's a big deal because that kind of blows Josh's story out of the water. You know, I mean, he was taking the car back because John Gray, the guy that rented it, I just showed the rental agreement. He was taking the car back because the guy that rented it wanted it back. He didn't want to be charged late charges. He didn't say to go to Indiana. He rented a car specifically to go from Texas to Boston. And that's not what Josh and No Name did. I also want to show this here. This is a post. So Josh had posted this on his Facebook page, Accountability for All Facebook page on Sunday. Where in the world is AFA? He had posted that on his page. John Gray says, hopefully in Boston today. So John wanted them in Boston on Sunday. That didn't happen. You see the text messages saying on Monday that just to come home. Josh is being an idiot. He doesn't want to go. Just take the car and go home. So that's what he did. And that's why I think, you know, I think No Name was just trying to do the right thing.
We got to hear from him though.
Yeah, I want him to come on. She's trying to figure it out. No Name isn't the most technically advanced person.
All you got to do, buddy, is just click the link, and you can put me backstage for this. It's cool. Like I'll step out, but all you got to do is click the link. That's all you got to do.
If anything, I'll freaking Google voice him. I wonder if I can do that. Let me see.
I wonder if John Gray is just staying out of it because he doesn't want to show cracks in the auditor community armor.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm going to see if I can get Google Voice to work. Let me see here. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a few things. And I you know, there's some other things too. I have some screenshots of PayPal Patty telling Josh that he had given the phone that Will supposedly stole, that he had given it to him weeks ago when Josh got a new Samsung S10 or whatever it is. And it shouldn't be this big surprise that No Name has his phone because he gave it to him weeks ago and it's broken. So what's the big deal? I have a screenshot saying that. I have another screenshot of John Gray saying don't be late on one of these days. And Josh saying, you know, if I'm late, I have $700 waiting for me at home. I mean, I'll go over those in a minute, but I really just want to try and get No Name on right now. So I'm trying to get Google Voice going here. And if he can't come on through there, maybe this will work this way. So just give me a minute. I don't know. Does anybody else have any thoughts on all that?
I think Josh kind of treated Will like crap, like while he was working, well, allegedly working for him, quote unquote.
I was going to say,
if you watch some of the
it's not a job.
Well, that's kind of his MO though, isn't it? Doesn't he kind of treat his sidekicks like crap just for laughs and shit?
Well, Josh is the type of person who will promise you the world, and I'm going to give you this. We're going to get this much money. I'm going to give you that. And he never follows through. He just eats them up until they get sick of it and leave. That's just the type of person he is.
Yeah, I've known too many people like that in my lifetime. That's for goddamn sure.
Same.
He's a piece of crap. Did you see the video of him like saying, what was he telling? He told Will to do all sorts of wacky shit. He wanted him to twerk in one video. I think he hit him in another video.
He
Like, just
wanted
treat
him to
like
touch the man of war, saying it was a jellyfish.
Yeah, like don't fucking touch the man of war. That thing will fuck you up.
It's killed people.
Oh yeah.
Probably not a dead one laying on the side of the ocean, but still.
Well, a lot of them aren't dead. They just come in with the tide and then they get pulled back out. Man.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I always thought
Well,
they were only in Australia for some reason.
The Portuguese man of wars are in like Texas and
Yeah,
they're
they all over.
The
I've
big
never done-
ones though are more in Texas. My grandpa got stung by one of them.
I want to know. I like this is the one question, and if you have to put me backstage for Will, that's fine. I'm cool with it. All I want to know is how much money he was like promised here, because like, what is the price tag? What's the price point on being
Hello.
Josh Abrams' pet retard?
Hey, can you guys hear
Hello?
Can you guys hear No Name?
Yep.
I hear.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey,
All
no
right.
name.
Wonderful.
All right. What's up?
What's up, man?
Mr.
No.
Blair.
All right.
going
So you listening at all, or?
Yeah, I've been listening.
All right.
Yep.
So, I mean, basically, we're just kind of going over. I mean, I was hoping. I'm glad you called because I really wanted to get some type of interview with you to get your side.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's just start at the beginning. I mean, take us back to when you got the rental car, basically.
I got the rental car on Saturday afternoon. It wasn't. So Josh is like, we're supposed to leave on the 25th, and Josh keeps saying the flights are canceled. I think he pushed it back twice, and then the last few times they got canceled after he pushed it back. So we could have got home straight on the 25th, but he wanted to stay an extra couple of days because he wanted to stay an extra couple of days at that point. So, on the 28th, that the flight was supposed to leave on the 29th. So what's going on is that me and him had like a little thing going on back and forth that I didn't want to get stuck in Detroit, and then I was like, I don't want to get stuck in fucking Detroit. And he's like, well, I want to fly home. And I'm like, well, I don't want to get stuck in Detroit. So at that point in time, the next day we wake up, he says the flight's canceled anyways. So he calls John, and he tries to talk to John about getting a car. And then I'm telling, I don't want to rent a car either. But John and I are like, let's go, let's see if we can get a direct flight into Boston. Because every flight keeps canceling. I think it was one time the Atlanta flight was going to get to Atlanta, and the Atlanta to Boston wasn't going to happen. So I was thinking, we'll get to fucking Detroit and be in fucking no man's land in Detroit where it's freezing fucking cold. And I don't want to be, I have no family and no one that can help me in Detroit. So I'm like, I don't want to be fucking stuck in Detroit. And so John agrees to rent a car, and I know John didn't want to rent a car. And me and John are both looking at each other like Josh is running around at that point. There's a lady in the parking lot. The guy that was working there said it's closed. And me and John felt like, that was a lifesaver. Like, good, we don't have to rent the car. Then Patrick, what the fuck? Josh starts pulling his like car salesman shit on one of the girls there, and the girl goes for it and, gets to rent the car. So we got the car rented even after they're closed. And so now I'm stuck driving Josh back to Boston because Josh has to go see his probation officer on Monday. So I'm like, this sucks, you know what I mean? Because I've done a lot of driving across the country and stuff in my personal life. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is drive from fucking Texas to Boston. That's like the longest fucking ride you'd ever have to do. Are you there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. We're just listening.
Okay. All right. So,
Will, I know you're not used to being able to speak for too long without being interrupted. So,
with some friends, and yeah, see, I got my phone up right now at the same time. Like, who do you think that is?
Oh,
anyways,
yeah.
Yeah. All right. He's gonna be live in a second.
Oh yeah.
I'm being sarcastic about that. So, anyways, so we're driving. Family and friends are saying, don't go through New Orleans. My mother's specifically saying, don't go through New Orleans. It's a hot spot. Stay the fuck away from there. And I was sitting there thinking, I don't want to go back to New Orleans either because look what has happened to me there. I mean, I'm literally on the plane for 3 hours and I'm in handcuffs. So, so we have an argument a few times. So he wanted to be a ball buster. One time he made me pull over right over the border in Louisiana. And he's like, I'm going to get out and prove to you there's no coronavirus here. So he stops at a gas station. I'm like, you fucking asshole. He's like, you pump the gas. I'm like, I'm not pumping the gas. We had a fight about that. So I made him pump the gas. We start going north. We start headed towards like, I said, fuck it, let's go up through Tennessee or something like that. So we go up towards like Memphis or something like that. We spend the night in Memphis. The next morning he wakes up. I'm getting ready to plug the GPS. We're starting to drive. I think I'm driving and I'm plugging in Boston, his address. He's like, oh, we're going to Indiana. I'm like, no, we're not. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to go to Indiana. What the fuck are we going to Indiana for? He goes, well, this lady's paying me money to go do an audit. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, you have to be in court Monday morning. He goes, oh, I can take care of that. I was like, well, you can take care of that. I said, that's what everybody was trying to get you to do Saturday. We're telling you to stay in Texas and tell your probation officer on Monday that, you can't get out of Texas and this, that, and the other thing. See, she can reschedule to be coming in instead of fucking having me drive halfway across the country. So there was no real reason for him to get to Boston Monday. It was all fabricated. He's a lying bullshit artist. So see, he's calling right now. So anyways,
All right. So what happened? Why did you leave? Like, tell us why you ended up just bouncing on him.
All right. So John calls me up Monday morning. All right. Saturday night, what was it? We got there. We get to Indiana. He's saying to me, like, we got to do an audit. I'm like, well, we're going out. No, I already knew that because at that point we're going to Indiana. We're going to do an audit for that lady. But he got paid. I never got paid. So at that point in time, he says to me, oh, we're going out auditing all night. I'm like, with Chuck Bronson. I'm like, we're going out auditing all night with Chuck Bronson. I said, no, since when? He goes, no one's told you? I'm like, and then that's the whole thing. I said, like, I said, the guy in the backseat that's not there. So anyways, so at that point, I go along with that. And then we're going out all night long. I think he goes to fucking the Madison County jail facility like 2 times that night. And then we get back to the hotel in the morning. I think Chuck Bronson's there in the car. And I said, dude, I'm not going out with you tomorrow. You can do it all by yourself. You can go with him. I was like, I'm all set. So I made that set and clear. Even the hotel room, because we changed the hotel room twice. I said, dude, I'm fucking not going. I'm not doing that. I'm not going tomorrow. So I take the whole day off. Take the whole fucking day off. He comes back a couple of times. He's trying to get me to go out. I mean, he already knows I don't want to go. And he already knows that. So he says, I see in text messages, he's talking through the chat room that he's going all night again with Chuck Bronson. And then John called me up and says, are you guys going to be able to, texts me up and says, are you guys going to be able to return the car? So I returned a phone call to John. And John's like, can you bring the car back? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, this kid doesn't want to bring the car back. He wants to gallivant all around here. He wants to audit. And then he's like, so I gave it all day long. I told Josh a couple of different ways that, let's get the fuck out of here. Josh just wants to continue to stay there. And at that point in time, there's a couple of times Josh was just a fucking piece of shit about talking like he's not going to fix my car and shit like that. And we're having fights and arguments. So I figured that, this is going to be too much of a volatile situation when I walk straight up to him and be like, yo, I'm bouncing with the car, whether you like it or not. I figured that point in time, because Chuck carries the piece, I figured that point in time, either I'm going to get in a physical fight or somebody's going to fucking shoot me and throw me in a dumpster. So I was like, this is how it's going to be.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Wow. All right, so I got a question. Did he really lose his wallet in New Orleans?
Hang on a second. I have to keep hitting decline because private numbers keep calling in. Did he really lose the wallet?
Yeah, did he really lose the wallet when he got booked or whatever?
Well, he tells everybody to leave their wallet in the car, never take a wallet on an audit so the cops can't get identification. So I think it's very unlikely he had his wallet on him. And then why did I get my belongings back and John get all his belongings back and his cash back? And they just particularly wanted to target Josh.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So he specifically told me that both you and John Gray saw his wallet during that whole thing, and that you guys will vouch for that.
No, I've never seen the wallet in there.
Yeah, he said. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. All right. So.
AZ is saying that it's he saw an opportunity to get sympathy cash, which I agree with.
Yeah.
All
right. So John Gray, so John Gray called you. or text called you, and then he also
text me. Yeah, we had conversations too. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, if the guy who rented the car wants it home, you take it home. I mean, that's
that was the deal. I mean, if I was caught driving it, all he had to say is he didn't have to say that we stole the car. All he had to say is I can't find the car. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then whoever's driving the car at that point would probably be me. Could get a charge, and you know what would happen? I would be going to jail. So Josh probably never had any intentions to go to Boston. He was just looking for a way to weasel a rental car to somebody, and then have me be his bitch and drive him around the fucking country and just shut the fuck up and not stay put. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, and you're right in that. Just real quick, if he called the rental car and stolen, and you were the one driving, then obviously you'd get arrested. But the thing is, the fact that he could actually be brought up on charges for this, because if John, extra good citizen, rented a car with the intent of it going straight from where he rented it to Boston, the minute you guys deviate from that course, it's a legal definition of transference. You're now using something outside of the parameters which it was given to you to use. So you guys could actually be charged with theft.
Well, they shouldn't have been driving it anyway.
Driving right to Boston was the agreement.
Yeah, the agreement, as soon as you guys agreed, or Josh, I should say, I don't know if you were party to the agreement, but whomever agreed to it, the minute that they deviated from that agreement of going straight to Boston, it became a chargeable case of larceny. And the fact you guys crossed multiple state lines and everything, this could actually turn out, depending on how much, extra good citizen really pushes this could turn out to be really bad for all of you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why actually good citizen basically told me is the car had to get returned, and and that was that. I mean, I had to do what I had to do because he told me to return it. I mean, it was his car, and he gave me permission to be the driver, so I had to go. You know what I'm saying? It had to go get turned in.
Yeah.
I gotta ask though.
Yeah, go ahead, Kate.
How much did Josh tell you were going to make doing this auditing bullshit?
Hey, it's breaking up right there for a second. What you said?
So when you started doing this auditing bullshit and being his, boy chauffeur, what did you think you were going to get out of this?
I was supposed to get $1,000 to go to North Carolina with him, which I didn't get because, quote unquote, the IT guy fucking hacked his account or some bullshit.
His cousin
took. It wasn't his cousin. Yes, the IT guy, quote unquote, took that month's pay, so I couldn't get that money.
Fuck, our sound guy can't even figure out how to get his own sound working, but there are IT guys hacking bank accounts. I need to step up my game.
Matt's the IT guy. I know who he is.
On that, so I didn't get paid for that. So I was supposed to wait till the 26th of this month, and conveniently he gets locked up, and conveniently he loses the fucking wallet just as I'm supposed to get paid some kind of money. So yeah. So everything conveniently works. Yeah, conveniently every month he doesn't get paid, or some fucking bullshit happens around the time he gets paid, and no one can get paid.
Yeah.
So it's a consistent fucking thing with that.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna play an audio clip right now. We'll all listen to it, and then we can talk about it. All right. This is a clip that got sent to me.
Okay.
This is how much I got paid this month. You're at about 1,240. Which makes what? 65% of the money that I've made has went to you.
What have I done? What do you mean?
What have you done? All that money?
You took me here you took me on this trip.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't ask for anything. I just sat here and said I'll go with you. Yes.
Okay, and yes, I paid for everything.
So you paid for everything. That was the agreement. I'll come with you if you pay for everything, right? Isn't that what we agreed to?
Listen, bro, what I'm saying is not the issue. I'm saying out of this, you asked for that. It's all I get is $100. That's a scumbag thing to fucking say, because what I'm showing you is between the money that I spent to keep you here and the money I'm spending on your fucking car is fucking 65% of what I made this month.
But we need the car to drive, Josh.
You can have the fucking car. I'm all set.
What did I do? What did I do to you today? I didn't say anything. He's just joking around.
That fucking comment you made did not come out of his mouth.
What
came out of yours? All I get is $100 for driving
you were busting my balls at that point in time. You're saying I have $60. What do you want me to do with $60, Josh?
Something. Dude, I went in to take a shit and I came out and I said, "Oh, you didn't get the gas yet?" Because I said I didn't get the gas. I didn't get it. With what? How about the fucking $70 that's in your pocket? You can't put $10 in for gas? Let me pay for it like everything else. That probably would have been a bad idea. Like, you stockpile your shit and I spend it all, and I don't care.
I thought you were flipping the trip.
Flipping what, bros?
This whole trip. I thought this was on you.
Bro, I'm paying for your car.
Okay.
Okay? You figure that maybe it's like, so you've gotten $100. I'm paying for your fucking car. I wasn't with you when that car went to break down. You went to go fucking fix your boat, and I told you not to go. Did I not?
So that's the end of it. Is that how he talks to you on a regular basis, or is that just because it was the end of things and tensions were high?
That was like probably half the day talking to you like that. His moods were in and out like that. I mean, if an audit didn't go right, or if you walk into a police station and God forbid you start talking to the fucking cop, you would get that attitude as soon as you're done shooting film, or as soon as he was done with the live. That's how he would be.
So why would you put up with him?
I would have slapped him.
I was down there with no money, and he had my way home. So basically, I mean, I could have told him to go fuck himself 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
And I would have been stuck there. So, I mean,
Yeah, wait. No, but my question is, I'm guessing that's not the first time he's talked to you that way, right?
Yeah, he could fucking be able to smooth off his way out of it.
No, wait, hold on a second. Will, I'm guessing that's not the first time he's talked to you that way, though, right? Or was that like a first?
No, I think he's actually talking. He's put his phone on mute one time, and he's talking to me like that into a police station.
Okay. So my question to you is,
ordered for him because they witnessed it to an audio, probably hearing him talking like that. I think it was the Fort Kane police station.
Right. So my question to you though is, if he's talked to you like that before, like prior to you going on to the trip, why are you even going on to the trip with this guy?
I was trying to get my money. I was thinking I was going to get some kind of money at this point. I mean, I gave him like at that point in time, I lost my job. I didn't have anything really, so I figured that I was going to hold him to his word to this point to get paid. And once I didn't get paid this time, I just gave the fuck up on him. I was like, you know what, fuck this kid. I just couldn't wait to get back.
Dude, you know, I'm going to say this with all due respect.
He wanted to go to Indiana and do all that other fucking shit. I was like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like once he started deviating, like you guys said, once he started deviating from the plan from Houston to Boston, I was just like, you know what, I'm just fucking done at this point.
Dude, I'm just going to say this. With all due respect, there's easier ways to make money than dealing with that type of disrespect from a fucking cunt like that. Seriously.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I have other ways to make money, but I can't make that money until the summertime. So, I mean, yeah, I was just, he fucked me up. Yeah, I fucked, like, originally when we first started recording, it was like every other couple of days. And as soon as I was driving, it was like, I would get home the next day, it'd be like, I would work a third shift thing, and it'd be like calling me up. You want to go ordering? I'm like, no, I don't want to go ordering. He's like, well, I got 17,000, 15,000 views. I can't stop ordering. So I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I'll try to help him out. And he offered to pay me money, and he's like, I'll pay you when I get paid, and he never did it. So it's like, I mean, I wasted all that fucking time for nothing at this point. I mean, I'm not monetized. I'm not making shit. So, I mean, I really could give a fuck. I'd move on doing the shit or not. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Kate, you had a question, Kate?
Yeah, where was that that conversation? Where were you? Was that in Indiana?
No, that was in Texas.
Texas, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's the I don't get.
That was in Texas because me and Patrick were hanging out talking, and Patrick was going to help me set up a PayPal and all kinds of shit. Patrick really wanted me to stay and work with him.
Are you kidding me?
Really
Why would you jump from one slime ball to another? Why would you ever get involved with PayPal?
Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dumb idea.
Not any better. Yeah.
Listen, if you hook up with PayPal Patty, we're gonna lose a lot of sympathy because, like, you do one time, but if you do it twice, that's on you.
I can't. They're coming. I can hear you fine, Mitch, but I can't hear them.
She said it. She said that if you jump to the PayPal Patty ship, then we'll have to lose a lot of sympathy for you because that's no better.
Nothing ever happened. I went home. That's exactly what happened. I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's the other part of that conversation, and he really starts yelling at you here. So I wanted to play this too.
Yep.
Well, don't do this. Well, let me go here. Your rights don't fucking expire, and you're a fraud to want to film at one place and not another. People can say whatever the fuck they want about me, but I'm loyal as it fucking comes. You know what? I have fucking $700 left. Actually, excuse me, $650. Because I'll be putting.
His version of loyalty is very strange.
Oh, yeah, I'll pay for the gas and the food.
Yeah.
That's all I'm paying for is everything. So, what, you can reimburse me? Okay. $650. Your car costs $735. I owe my kid's mother $500. You're getting fucking paid before my kids does. Don't ever fucking bitch about money to me. No one paid me when I started doing this shit. I struggled for 3 fucking months and got arrested to be where I am. Sweat and hard work. No one grew my channel for me. No one got my
Hard work, sweat.
Hard work getting arrested.
I did it on my fucking own.
Oh, this is great.
I think, you know what, I gotta say one thing. You know why he probably had a lot of patience for him?
Don't you dare fucking piss.
I think I've done a lot more time than he has.
What we fucking do, because you're too lazy to figure out how to.
All right. The one reason why I think I had a lot of patience for that shit, because I think I actually have more time in jail than he does, and I've had a lot of COs talk to me that way, and a lot of law enforcement treat me that way once you're like a convict. So you have to kind of put up with, or shut up, or go to segregation or isolation. So, you know what I mean? I kind of built the tolerance to that type of shit. That's the only way. So when I was younger, I probably would have knocked him the fuck out and just got it over with and got arrested.
Yeah.
But now, now I'm older now, and I'm not like about that kind of life anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
all right. So here's the other question I have for you, Will. Yeah, I hope you can hear me. So what's up with, do you have any outstanding warrants at the moment? Because that was something we were told, was that you wanted to rush back here because you were in trouble because you had a warrant because you didn't tell your PO about the trip. Is that any accuracy to that?
He's saying that I have warrants. I just found out today that I had a warrant out for fines. That's all I have a warrant out for. I have a permission slip on my plea deal that I can leave the state to go leave the state to see family and take care of things. So I can leave the state through my plea deal form. I have it vacated so I don't have to ask for permission, but I can receive.
Okay. I'm just, for clarity's sake, because I know that's one of the claims that was made, was that the reason why you started freaking out.
He's making that claim because I was saying to him at first that I was wondering if that Louisiana shit would have anything to do with both our probations, if we were in trouble with that. That was the reason I'm not running. The only thing is, that's the only thing I had. The only question I've been trying to seek a lawyer for, if that would have an effect on our probations. So, I mean, he's trying to spin what I said to him in a 360 or a 180. You know what I'm trying to say? To make it benefit the reason why I left him.
Wait a second. Are you implying that Josh might bend the truth to make himself look better? Hold on a damn second.
he has max integrity.
Yeah. So what's up with him fixing your car? Is the engine really blown? Is it your quote unquote timing chain, as Josh calls it, or what's the deal?
The timing chain. All right. So I'm driving the car, and I used to work on cars. So what happened was that the car just quietly shut off. It didn't make any knocking, no smoke, no overheating, no nothing.
And it's called a timing belt for people that don't know. But
not
actually, it depends on the car. In some cars, it's a belt. Other cars, it's a chain.
He has it taken to a place that he knows, and they say on Monday of that week it's $735 or $725, and it is so. The whole week goes by, and I think it's like the 24th or the 25th. I call the guy up at this place that the car's at. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking we're going home, and this is the first time he bumps this is just before the first time he bumps the day back to fly home. So I say to the guy's like, oh, no one's talked to you? I'm like, no. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, it's not a timing belt. I'm like, well, you said on Monday it was a timing belt. He's like, no, it needs a whole new engine. And I'm like, how does it need a fucking engine? And he's like, oh, the piston went, the exhaust valve went to a piston. I'm like, how the fuck does that even happen? And if that's the case, just replace the fucking piston and replace the head. It's like the guy. So the guy, I think I caught the mechanic in a lie too. So now it needs an engine. So it doesn't. I don't think it ever needed an engine because I know enough about cars. It didn't sound like it needed an engine. So
did you just say you blew your head gasket?
Maybe Josh is trying to say it needs an engine now to somebody to dangle it over my head, that he's going to fix my car if I don't keep driving for him and keep shooting film with him. He's not going to fix the car. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. All right. So it's not. So just to be clear, he hasn't already spent $2,900 on your car.
Oh no, he hasn't. No. And if he did, the mechanic didn't call me up. The mechanic hasn't called me up and told me to come pick up the car.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead, Oak.
So he, in that audio that you played, he told you not to go get your boat that at the time is sinking into the ocean or the river, wherever it's stored. He told you not to go get it.
So Oak's asking you about your boat. He said that Josh told you at the time not to go get it as it was sinking, and also to add to that, Josh is saying that you got crackhead friends, and they were trying to you wouldn't sell it to them, so they sank it. Like what's the story behind the boat?
All right. So the whole boat situation is that I had a friend watching the boat, and he used to have a habit. And anyways, the friend that has the boat. That he's watching the boat. He said to me that he was sick and he doesn't know if he has the corona or if he's fucking sick. So I think it's i.e. either he don't have a Suboxone or he needs to get his fix. Which I knew he was on Suboxone, so he doesn't know if he was like sick or sick. So I said to him, can you get somebody else to do it? The next guy that could do it, go down and check on the boat. He has heart problems, and he says. It was at high tide. He says, I'm going to have a heart attack trying to swim to it. So he's like, let me wait till morning at low tide. I'll walk out to it and wait and see what it needs to get done. Well, what happened was that I said, fuck it. I'll go down there right now. So I told Josh, I'm like, because he wanted me up there in Boston to fly out with him. He wanted me not to leave. I was like, dude, I got to get down there. I said, I'll be down there. I'll take me a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour to get down there. I'll get back in an hour. So I drove down there because Josh was afraid that Gino was going to lock the borders down and I wouldn't be able to leave. So I was on my way to go pump up the boat, which would have been a 5-minute thing. I never made it there. Then I asked Josh when we get the ride, can the ride take us to Warwick to go fix the boat? And Josh said no. So I lost my boat because I've been hanging out with Josh. So I fucked up everything just hanging out with this fucking kid.
Yeah. All right. I want to open it up to if anybody else has any questions for No Name. First of all, anybody on the panel have any questions for No Name?
Well, there's a one repeating question.
Hold on.
Okay.
I think this is it. So this is a question in the comments right here. No Name said something about Josh doing drugs. Am I right, sound guy? Ask him about that. Is Josh doing drugs or what? Like, what's the deal with that?
Is Josh doing drugs? I haven't seen Josh do drugs, but other than the other night on the live, when I was live or something like that, he was running around his basement like a fucking crackhead. That's the only time I seen him all wound up. I don't know if he was on Adderall, Coke, or something, but he looks like he was all wound up on something.
Yeah, is that the one that he deleted? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one he deleted.
All right, but you actually haven't witnessed it yourself.
I haven't seen him do drugs myself. No.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Now, what about?
I just want to make sure we were clear on that.
What about overtaking his pills? Because I know a lot of people wouldn't consider that doing drugs, but it kind of is.
I've never seen him taking any pills.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about films? Suboxone films.
I've never seen him do that either. I've never seen him do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like he can do that in the bathroom or wherever.
Yeah. All right. Will No Name ever work with Josh again? I think we know the answer to this, but
No. That was a one time. That was like you did it. You got the T-shirt. I'm not gonna go for the second T-shirt.
Yeah.
So what's your next
question?
Okay, go ahead.
No Name. So I noticed that a lot of the auditors have records. Is like your hate for the police like a reason why you guys are doing this?
It's kind of like a little bit of the improper way they go about things, the way they gather evidence, the way they, not totally hate. It could be a little bit. It's like, how can I say it? I mean, I got fucked over on one of my last arrests. I mean, it was probably definitely beatable, but I mean, on appeal wise is what my attorney told me. So I would have had to spend probably 25 months in jail before I would have reversed it on appeal. And just the way things went on it, it was just bullshit. So that's why I thought, because my dad lost $80,000 on a house, and I had a hair across my ass a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just, it seems like every auditor has like a record or a past, and So
No,
that, you know, asking.
I didn't have warrants. They fucking forced me out with a SWAT team. I mean, I think you've made a video on it. Yeah, it was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just basically they didn't have a warrant. They didn't have everything they needed to get me, and it's like it was on hearsay evidence. They didn't have actual evidence. It was like all kinds of fucking bullshit. I mean, I just don't want to say about it, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. Fat Matt in the comments wants to know: is Josh worried about his armed robbery trial? He ever talked to you about that?
You know, I was talking from being as a convict and being in jail. One thing you notice in jail is once you start getting in there long enough that, you know, people don't fucking talk about shit. People like talk about shit like you'll talk about they'll talk about a robbery case. They probably might even talk about a murder case. Sex offenders just lock themselves in the cells and don't say shit. So when it comes to Josh and his case, he like locks himself in a cell and doesn't say anything about it. So he acts like a sex offender about his robbery case. So he doesn't say anything about it. So it's like, so that tells me you're fucking guilty. Because there's always guys out in the rec room or the yard talking to each other how to get around the case and how to fucking beat a case or what to do to get a better plea deal. Josh does not talk about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know anything about the facts on the case. I think you guys covered it a few times, and I don't think I paid attention enough to it. But I don't know anything about that case.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't talk about it. Yeah.
All right. So what's next for you? Are you gonna?
He doesn't talk about it. I mean, most people do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But so what's next for you? Are you going to keep auditing on your own, or do you think you're going to give this up and try to find like an actual like productive job and become a contributing member of society? Or
but I mean, if I want to do like more of another angle, like exposing the illegal stops and stuff. If I do that, it might be a part-time thing. I don't even know yet. I mean, right now I don't have a fucking car. I have a car, but I don't have a car. You know, the car I have, I don't want to be driving around for this shit. So, I mean, I don't see like I don't know if anytime. Maybe I will, but maybe I won't. I can't say, but like if I do anything, it's like what I said in one of my lives. It's gonna be Fourth Amendment stops. I mean, that's what I'm gonna focus on. I mean, I'm done with this walking into government buildings and rattling city clerks.
Yeah. So so talk to us about that. Like what happens on an audit with you guys? So what do you plan? Like on the way there, you guys like, all right. So is Josh like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Now, me and you were talking. You told me something pretty interesting about what he'll do during audits. Do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember it?
Try to remind me
about how he'll mute the phone and say things, and then
yeah.
So tell me about that.
All right, he could walk up to you, and if you're a city clerk, and be like, "Hey, your mother's a fat horse. She sucks cock," and then you'll be like, "What, motherfucker?" And you hit record. You know what? You know what I mean? That's what he'll do. He'll walk up to you on mute or something like that, and he'll say something to punk you off, and then as soon as to get a reaction on it, you look up and you flip out on him, and then that's how he gets his like thumbnail.
And we don't see that because he edits that stuff out.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was interesting.
Or the reverse sequence of events, like put like a middle scene in the beginning part somewhere, take the end scene, put it in the things around with editing too. So it looks like it gets people to watch and they get all fucking jerked off by it.
Yeah. So would you say that Josh is a true First Amendment free activist, or is he in
No.
Okay.
No, I'll at this point, I think at this point I'm from watching him as a supporter and shit like that. Once I found out, and I'm just being along for the ride on this now. At this point,
yeah,
it's like it's total fucking lies. Like first, like that last Madison County fucking the thing. The kid was really having police issues. The kid was really getting harassed by police, and I said, "This is what I've been saying this all along. I want to stop doing shit like that since I met him." And then finally we get that. So finally, you know what I mean? It took me like 2 months to get that. You know what I mean? It took me 2 months to get a cop to actually do an illegal stop on me. He had no idea I was recording up until I put the camera up. I'm like, I'm recording you. And the cop was like, I think he was like shocked, and I don't think he knew what was going on. And he was still kind of like a little bit persistent. And then Josh comes running up, and he starts getting in the middle, and you probably see him telling me, shut up, shush, and shit like that. And then he's doing all that, and then at that point, I asked him to do re-radio broadcast, The cops refused to do that, so I called bullshit on that. So I knew they weren't looking for me or the kid because I just got out of the car and they're trying to say I was there for 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I knew they were lying. So at that point, Josh tried to film the computer screens, which they were trying to stop him, and he turns it around from a legal Fourth Amendment violation into like, oh, he slapped my hands, officer assault, making it a big ordeal about it, and distracted probably the viewers and everybody from even knowing that there was a civil rights violation going on. And then in his next live, when I had a fight with him, he goes live between 4 minutes and 1 second and 4 minutes and 51 seconds. He's talking about no one wants to see a civil rights violation. They just want to see me. No one cares about you. They want to see the big channels. They want to see me. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Did you just get run over by a muscle car?
Really, right. He's about what he's about. He's about views and money. Views and money. Views and money.
So how did you meet Josh?
I think I said to him in a message like, "Hey, I'll drive you around when you get out of jail." I said, "If you need some rides," I think he was looking for a ride, and I think that's how it started.
Yeah. What are you at the racetrack?
No. On the street.
All right.
I was wondering, do you know?
Go ahead. All right, Karen, go ahead.
Do you know how much he gets for these like kind of private audits where people request him to go places? How much do people pay him to do that?
What? I got half of it. Was she's asking what people paying for audits?
Yeah, she's asking about how often that happens and how much he would get to do an audit for somebody.
I don't even know the price range, but I think that's happened like 3 or 4 times, and I forget which ones they are because there was one time in New Hampshire that he had fallen out with somebody else, and that was he was doing something for somebody up there, and he got everybody to go with him that day, and then he said he never got paid. So I don't know. He could have got paid in the PayPal and then told everybody else he didn't get paid.
Yeah,
which is probably exactly what happened.
I had a question that Navin had posted.
I saw that. Yep, go ahead.
In one of the videos, it looked like you guys went through Louisiana in the on one of the lives, and from what I understand, you guys say you didn't go through Louisiana, or maybe Josh just said that. I'm not sure. Did you guys go through Louisiana, and why would it appear that you did, if so?
What's he saying about Louisiana?
Did you guys go through Louisiana?
Did we go through Louisiana to go back up to Indiana? Is what you're saying?
On the way home, I think you're saying, right?
Yeah, I think we cut through it to a piece of it or something, or we went off north and we went up like halfway through it. We avoided New Orleans. I think we went some part of it. Like we crossed over. I think we crossed over like the top part of it or something. I forget which way we went. It was on his GPS, but I made sure he avoided New Orleans and I-10. I think we cut over and then we went through. I think we were in Mississippi for a matter of minutes, and then we were in Tennessee. So I don't know if that helps you.
That would make sense. It seemed like it was adamant that you guys didn't go through Louisiana, and it turned out that you guys had.
Sidebar: I haven't been in Louisiana in 15 years. Once this quarantine shit is over, I need to go back there to New Orleans, man. That's a great city.
Yeah.
I went there. It was a total waste. I went there. It was totally dead. It was a ghost town. It was like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic, dude.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be home.
Oh yeah, he didn't fucking get that. Like I see SMS messages coming up on my phone too. It's like, oh no, it's just a mild cold. It's just you're freaking out. You're a retard. You're just an idiot. You're a bitch. It's like, oh yeah, like okay. I mean, like I'm hearing this and that from this and that, and you're like telling them, yeah, okay. Yeah,
well,
right.
when they're bringing full-size ships into harbors and filling up convention centers full of hospital beds and making ice skating arenas into makeshift morgues, it's probably time to put the phone down and stop auditing for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was there that Monday when John called, and that's what I was watching while he was out with Bronson. I'm like sitting there like, because he had me going literally 20 hours a day. I never had a second to do anything.
That's insane.
And then I finally got that second. I'm like, this fucking kid's on crack.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this no more. I'm like, I made my decision that morning. I was done for that. I mean, like, and then I'm like, he just wants to go, and go. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking out of your fucking mind, dude.
Yeah. All right. So Trey Jones in the comments wants to know the woman in Tennessee on that crazy traffic stop you guys had when they were watching your live and all that from the cruiser. The woman in Tennessee, was she having a panic attack? Was it caused by Josh acting like an idiot to those cops who pulled you over? Is that what happened with that lady, with that girl that you guys were with?
Yeah, I don't know if Josh triggered it or the cops triggered it or if it was just I don't know what that was all about, but I think she had seizure problems or something. She was going into an epileptic fit or something. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't get panicky when I see cops, and then I you know what I mean, I've been to jail and shit, so like, yeah. I mean that turned that stop into something totally different.
Yeah. Sound guy, you got something?
Yeah, no, I was just curious. Did Josh ever talk to you or say anything about his dispute with Joe Orga and what that was all about, or his side of that?
No.
What about so Myron Guyton in the comments wants to know if you have any other dirt on Josh you think we would find interesting.
No, I don't really know anything else about Josh.
Yeah. What about hot tow truck girl? You ever talk about her?
I know of her. I never met her. I never seen her in my life.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a lot of long car rides, man.
Yeah, no. He never talks about.
All right.
I mean, that's a little unbelievable. That's 2 months of long car rides, not talking about anything. I don't know. It's fishy to me.
Are those people safe that were drowning in the car?
I think we're pretty much done here, right?
One last question. Go
ahead, Kate.
Because I like this. Are you gonna fight Josh when you see him again?
Will.
That's what I was just gonna ask too. I don't think Will can hear you for some reason, but Kate just asked, all right. So Kate just asked, so did you see that Josh is calling you out to a quote unquote sanctioned fight?
Yeah, if it's even legal. I mean, I highly doubt that. I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt that's legal.
So
if he has the permits, if he has the money to pull permits for shit like that, he should pay me and Joe.
And No Name.
On who we think would win, and then that would be the declared winner.
No Name. I'll fight him for you for free.
Huh?
I'll fight Josh for free.
All right. It's not a hired hit or nothing like that. Let's put it that way. I don't know nothing.
Oh man. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on and kind of telling your side and all that. Does anybody have any last questions for No Name before we let him go? It sounds like you and him are done. I mean,
I'm done with him.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't want to pay me. He doesn't want to fucking pay me, and he thinks everybody's gonna run him around and do all that shit. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. No questions here, but just a suggestion, Will. Give this auditing shit up, dude. Like, seriously, this is not a recipe for long-term wealth and prosperity. Like, you need to find some way to gainfully employ yourself that doesn't involve sticking a camera in people's faces just for doing their job. Like, this is not a way to make a sustainable living going forward, dude.
Yeah, like Lexi says. I mean, that's not Lexi, but like Lexi just said, get back into school. Go to a trade school or something. Get a job going. All that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had another line of work, but that's like I have to redo that now because of everything that's going on. But yeah, hopefully I will be back to work soon.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully you you turn this stuff around. We always hope that you guys will kind of figure it out, that this is kind of a whole load of bullshit, and just kind of get your act together. So I hope for good things for you, man.
Yep. Okay.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep. Later.
Take care, bud.
Yep. Bye.
Oh, that was fun.
Well,
He
that's
was like,
that.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, totally dismissive. Like, yeah. No, that's great advice. I'm not going to
Yeah,
listen
he's
to, but that's great
never
advice.
He's
Yeah,
gone
I don't
fire
know
Joe.
I tried my
Gone fire
Dr.
Joe
Phil
Lewis'
moment.
office.
That was like
Yeah.
my best Dr. Phil voice too. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
So I mean,
It's like, oh,
He's going
I-
full
Olga, you
Danielle
hiring?
Bregoli.
Hey, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys think that Josh might have threatened him or something, and that's why he doesn't want to give
so
any
he told
information?
he told me that earlier. He was afraid of putting fuel on the fire and all that.
Well, the
you
fact
know.
that he came on with us is probably
But
enough
he
fuel.
also he also was showing, and I have the I have the screenshots. He was showing me Josh has not stopped hitting him up. Has
Yeah.
not stopped. Just constant texts and just harassing him basically.
Well,
Well, of course, he wants to control the spin. That's what they always do. That's
Yeah.
what everybody in Josh's position right now wants to do. He wants to control the spin. He wants to make sure that Will doesn't, speak out of school or whatever.
Yeah.
even in the beginning of all the information we heard about Josh, I think we heard stuff that he would call people over and over and over again and just harass you.
People think
with his
Josh should
ex-girlfriend.
call in right now.
What's that?
People think that Josh should call in right now.
Well, I mean,
Eh.
if he wants
Hey,
to.
we're all about giving people equal time. If he wants to, we are presenting no opinion here. We gave Will a chance to present his side. No. My point is, okay, we are
I got
presenting
mine.
an opinion, but my point is, we gave Will a platform to tell his side of the story. If Josh wants to come on and tell his side of the story in a reasonable fashion, he can do so. He's whatever. We're seekers of truth here.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bring New Jersey NJ Diver just hopped in. I really enjoy I've heard him on other streams and stuff like that. He's got some good stuff to say, so I'm gonna bring him in real quick.
You could bring him in on my spot because it's
Oh, yeah,
kinda
we're
late for me,
full.
unfortunately. I got
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have work tomorrow, so.
Kate has the whole real job thing going.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still working. I forgot.
I am essential and
I'm
whatnot.
so sorry.
It's time for Kate to take that trash bag off and hit the
Yep.
sack for the night.
I gotta jump in my dumpster and then get some sleep. So, bye guys.
Cover yourself with cardboard.
Bye. All right, let me bring in NJ Diver. NJ Diver, what's up?
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
What's up?
Good to have you on. What's going on?
Oh, I'm just sitting at home.
Taking it all in?
Well, yeah, I have been for the last 5.5 years. I retired.
Yeah.
You lucky dog, you.
Yeah. So you have any input on this whole situation or?
Well, I've been watching this community, if you will, for at least 3 years, one way or another. And I was looking at police brutality videos before that when I came across a few of the earlier auditors, if you will, and cop watchers. And one of the things that I see having happened in those 3 years is the infiltration of true criminals and con people of all kinds. And what you guys were just discussing is a perfect example of it.
Yep. So when do you think that started happening? Because I agree with you. I agree that there are kind of call them the OG, the original auditing people, and new people too. I'm sure that are in fact in this because it's what they believe in, and they don't have a 7-page long criminal record. But it does seem that there's more and more, we call them frauditors out there, kind of killing the whole vibe for you guys and kind of putting a damper on the community.
When the monetization of YouTube channels was allowed for this genre, that's when I believe everybody jumped in because money could be made. For those people who aren't really there to make any changes. And unfortunately, in some circumstances, although it's only 2 or 3, what has happened is that it has forced municipalities to actually take a look at what the legal ramifications are of people coming on to what those people consider public property and what is considered non-traditional public forums. There's one town in
Harassing.
Kansas and another in Florida that have actually written ordinances prohibiting this First Amendment guaranteed activity on their property.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I don't know about OGs. I think like Joe Orga considers himself an OG, doesn't he?
yeah. Well, I mean, who? All right. So who's some auditors in your mind, Diver, that are legitimate auditors and aren't out there for the money, aren't out there for the views. They're out there because they believe in it.
Jeff Gray in Florida
Okay.
absolutely comes to mind first. Laura Shark in California. And although he's not popular in some circles, Philip Turner, Batusai in Texas.
Okay.
I saw one that I thought was fair. Peachy Rider in Georgia. She's not very popular, but I mean, everyone she's done has been fair auditing, from what I can see.
I've actually talked to her, but I haven't seen any of her videos.
I saw one of her videos. She didn't seem bad on the scale of auditors. So I would say she's pretty okay.
Everybody there?
Yeah. Huh.
But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I know that there are some out there, but unfortunately, these guys have put a pretty dark cloud over the whole thing and bringing a whole crowd of people that have a negative look on it.
I mean, there's one thing to have a criminal record and be upfront about it, and there's another of having a criminal record and lying about it and or not mentioning it until somebody finds out about it. Now, you have people like Nasty Nathaniel and California Guardian. They're both have records, but they've turned the corner many years ago and are decent people. Although California Guardian does have a mouth at times, Nasty Nathaniel did not continue in his criminal practices.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, neither did California Guardian.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I'm not saying you have to be some perfect angel to come on YouTube and make videos, but and I'm also not saying that your very first video has to be like, all right, my name is so and so, and I have a record. This is what I did. Like I mean, if you're asked about it, be honest. Don't point the finger. Oh, the police reports are wrong. It's always like with Josh, for instance, it's always something else. It was never like, yeah, I did that. It was shitty times. I regret it. I'm sorry. It's never like that. It's always something else. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's one of the major problems with the newer auditors and cop watchers. They need to understand what their local ordinances are, what their local state laws are, what their local constitution allows them to do beyond the United States Constitution. And believe it or not, there are a couple of states where they have better protections. California is one of them. They have statutes and in their constitutions a little bit more protection than the U.S. Constitution. And you got to do the studying, not just of the logistics of doing the audit or the cop watch, but of what is involved when you walk into a tyrant, when you get hemmed up, and what you can do about it. And two of the things you don't want to do is, number one, you don't want to start the trial on the sidewalk. And two, you don't want to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
What about how I noticed with Josh at least a lot? he lies a lot about little things. He'll quote and try to make himself look like he's right. Like the definition of probable cause, for instance, he defines needs to be a felony. That's ridiculous. If somebody shoplifts, that's not a felony. But if an officer has evidence of it, then he definitely has probable cause. Or No Name saying that the officer legally has to re-radio broadcast, which isn't true at all. I mean, there's information that comes over the radio. I mean, yeah, they can listen to the radio, but there's information that comes over the radio that just they don't need to hear, and then they don't legally have to show them anyways.
One of the major fallacies is they don't have to give you reasonable, articulable suspicion until you're booked. And that's when you find out what you're being charged with sometimes.
I feel like that's a kind of a common thread with a lot of these auditors, a lot of people in the auditing community, I'll call it, is it's like either an intentional misrepresentation or an accidental fundamental misunderstanding of what the laws and their actual rights are. Like, it just feels like it's a lot of like cherry picking specific parts of law to try to justify themselves without a true understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, and that's one of the values of, a lot of people don't like him. I have a problem with him at times myself. Is Merbeast? Yeah, he's only a family lawyer, but he has his diploma, he has his bar card, he has the education, he has been tested. He is a lawyer. He understands that side of it, and a lot of his advice is sound. Yeah, he is arrogant. Yeah, he comes across badly sometimes, but much of what he says is absolute truth.
What do you think about Poster 7 and how they audit post offices all the time? But if you read the whole Poster 7, it says they need permission from the postmaster.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It does for commercial purposes, yes. But
here, I'll pull it up.
But for the type of auditors that we have out there that are doing post offices, the moment someone in that office says stop or get out, that's it. You're done.
Yeah, but you know that that's not the case. In a lot of these situations, people are told to stop recording and they continue to record.
Exactly. They say,
and you say it only applies to commercial purposes. My argument would be that if you're filming it for YouTube and trying to monetize it, that would be the definition of a commercial purpose.
It's not gone to court to be proved that yet, and I don't know of any postal inspector that wants to go that route, let alone the local police department that gets called more often than a postal inspector. What I'm seeing is that second part of the first sentence where, and I'm going to paraphrase this, where an employee or security says prevents it. That right there, like I say, they say stop, you got to stop. If you continue, then yeah, you're in violation. You're at that point going to get asked to leave, and you're being disorderly, you're trespassing.
I mean,
I think I got it right here. Is this Poster 7? Maybe
if you
not.
look up Poster 7 USPS,
yeah, here we
see
go.
at the top, rules
Right
and
here.
regulations governing conduct.
Is this it right here?
Yeah, that's it. It's down on the right side, second.
Right here. Photographs for news, advertising, and commercial purposes.
Except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel or a federal court order or rule. Nobody sees that for some strange reason.
But I think it's kind of sad that it seems like the police and the people who work in the post office have no idea what this rule is. So when they, the auditors go in and they say, look, it says there that we could be here for news purposes. It seems like a lot of the times the police just take their word for it and they're like, oh yeah, okay.
If you go 2 paragraphs up, go on ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you You go.
If you go 2 paragraphs up, it also talks about protesting in the lobbies. It says that that's not allowed either.
Depositing literature, is that where it is? Or
It's
right here, public assembly. Okay, yeah.
That was a Supreme Court decision.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, Jack Thompson, I think he's got it right. He says poster 8 will fix everything.
Well, that's been followed up a couple
I
of
don't know
years
if that's
ago.
an actual thing.
Yeah, that's been followed up by a memo a couple of years ago instructing people, the post office employees, how to do it. They were supposedly all given a talk about it, whether or not they even remember it, because I believe that's 2018 when this happened. And it doesn't happen all that often. What a lot of people don't understand is this is a very tiny community in a big country. And yeah, we look at it all the time because we're interested in it. But John Q. Public doesn't even know this is going on, except for the couple of press news shots that come out on television. The local newspaper might cover it. But other than that, nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of times these auditors or frauditors start out by harassing citizens. And I'll say harassing. When I say that, I mean they're filming them acting in a tumultuous manner, getting them to call the police. And then once they call the police, and they go to the police and they harass them. I mean, the citizens that are just working for government entities, they have no idea what in the world they're doing. They got some guy with a camera over there. They're thinking, what in the world is he doing?
Have any of you looked at the DHS posters that are out there about public photography?
I haven't.
No.
They're out there.
Nope.
For those of you that are on Discord, if you go into Civil Rights Unites, better known as CRUD, you'll see, if you scroll down on the left-hand side there, you will see multiple documents on this and many other items, including all 50 states. That's my work. If you go on fanclub.com, you'll see a duplicate of most of that. I tried to put that out there for people to be educated. Unfortunately, CRUD has turned into something I really wish it hadn't, but I'm not in control of that part of it.
I got you. I got one more question for you. It's been a minute now. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Josh had put out that he had some form that he got from the some sort of federal form that any police officer has to fill out upon being given it. And I'm a police officer, so I've never heard of this form. I'm curious as to what form he believes he has that a police officer must fill out.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
I guess we have to consider the source.
I would agree.
And just to let you know a little background on me, I'm the son of a police officer.
Okay. Well, then you know the heartache that we go through.
Oh, I do. My father retired after 26 years at a local town up in North Jersey. The only time he ever cleared leather was to clean it, qualify, and that's it.
Oh, God bless him. My dad did 35 years at Broward County Sheriff's Office. And he never, not that I know of at least, drew his weapon on. Well, he may have drew it, but never shot anybody.
No, my father was part of the greatest generation. He was a naval aviator in World War II.
Yeah, my grandpa was on the Oriskany.
You know, my father flew off escort and Jeep carriers.
Cool.
All right then.
All right. So I had. All right. So before we wrap it up, I kind of had one last thing I wanted to talk about real quick, and it was kind of about how COVID is kind of affecting jobs and stuff like that. I didn't know if you wanted to chime in on that or not.
Oh, Went out to visit my daughter last week. I drove a little over 400 miles. Never didn't have an incident. Saw plenty of Pennsylvania and New Jersey state troopers out there sitting in the medians, and on the side of the highway, 1 or 2 pullovers, not really that much, and 2 6-hour drives. And other than the fact on the way out, we drove through everything from rain to sleet to snow, and saw 1 accident, but nothing serious. And from my experience, up until I should say up until Saturday, yesterday, I'm seeing more and more people with masks here in New Jersey, but I haven't yet run into the Walmart shuffle.
Yeah.
I might experience that later this week.
Okay. Officer Oak, what about you though? How has it been affecting your job as a law enforcement officer? Like what differences are you seeing?
Well, we're trying to limit contact a lot. Unfortunately, I mean, a lot of calls we get are not, police are not really needed on scene. Thefts that happen at, overnight, somebody gets their bike stolen from their house. Well, I mean, a lot of times there's no evidence to be gathered. They just grabbed it off the side of the porch and ran with it, unless there's video cameras in the area or the victim can say, well, I have a camera at my house. And if they do, we'll call them over the phone and tell them, hey, email me the photos, do this. We'll take the whole report over the phone. If we do respond to a call and we make an arrest, we got to call the jail and make sure they'll take them before we do, take them to jail, because if they've been out of the country or if they have signs of COVID-19, then the jail's not going to take them because they don't want to infect the population unless it's something serious.
Right.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Have they provided you with PPE?
Well, right where I'm at, it's not really that bad yet. We got hand sanitizer. We can wear our own personal masks if you want to. We haven't been given them yet. We do have some in stock. We're trying not to scare the public. I mean, the public looks at us and sees, a police officer, and if they see us walking around in masks, I mean, they're gonna think, oh my God, the world's ending. I have to get a mask. Of course, I'm gonna take the proper precaution if I'm walking into something that I may get infected in, but the danger is not there so much that I need to wear a mask everywhere I go. I do wear gloves if I touch anything. I try to wear gloves as much as possible, but the problem is getting more gloves, because the hospitals, I mean, they need them more than us, and a lot of businesses are donating the gloves to the hospitals, and I can't really buy them anywhere right now.
Did they train you on the proper method of taking them off without getting contaminated?
Oh yeah, I've been doing that for a long time, well before COVID-19. I mean, it doesn't make any sense if you're, holding down someone's bullet wound and you take your gloves off and you just get blood all over your hands and arms. Then
kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it defeats the whole purpose.
I am getting a kick of watching all these people out in public wearing their gloves and touching everything in sight, and then eating a bag of Cheetos with their gloves still on. And it's like that's not exactly how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, my wife is a nurse and she's seeing that, and it's just driving her crazy.
Oh yeah,
it's like there is no purpose whatsoever for these people to be wearing their gloves, because they're going around touching everything, and then you see them hop back into their car and drive away with the gloves on. It's like,
no, they have the gloves and then they pick up their phone and touch their phone and put it to their head. Either that or the
gloves are in the parking lot ground.
And there's another danger that's starting to occur. Awful. There's another danger with the gloves and masks that's starting to occur. One of our local, I'll call him, he was an auditor. He doesn't really do it anymore. He's more of a exposer. New Jersey Exposed is what his moniker is nowadays on YouTube. He's been documenting people disposing of the gloves and masks out the windows of their cars, into the parking lots.
Every parking lot I go to are just filled with gloves. People are so disgusting.
So would you say, and I know you said that it hasn't really hit your area as much as maybe, say Massachusetts or New York's on a whole other level. But would you say that overall, since people are starting to have the stay-at-home orders and all that, is the crime rate up or down?
Well, it depends on the kind of crime rate. If you're talking about like parties and having fist fights in the front yard because they're drunk, that's down. But violent domestic abuse is up.
That makes sense.
DUIs for some reason are up. DUI accidents are up. DUI drugs are up. Just people are doing dumb things. We still get a lot. We've been getting a lot of entering autos, believe it or not, lately. People coming through in the night and breaking into cars. Well, they're not really breaking in. What they do is they go hit a neighborhood and they'll pull on every door handle they can until they find an open door. Then they'll jump in, grab what they can, and go.
Yeah. Now, how about people are home more, families are together more. Are there more domestic calls or anything like that? Or
yeah, there's a lot more domestic calls. Like I was saying, I mean, just people are starting to learn who their wives and husbands are, and they're not liking them, I guess.
yeah.
It's funny how that works, huh?
Yeah, so I found Texas has a question too. Are the police limiting traffic stops also? So are you still out there doing traffic stops as much, or has that been backed off of, or what?
Well, I mean, don't tell anybody, but
yeah.
If you run a stop sign, I mean, we're trying our best to limit it. Of course, we still have to do traffic stops. I mean, it just
just don't do something in your face and
I mean maybe a little bit more officer discretion or something like that. Something normally on a normal day, you might stop the guy for going through the red light at the last second or something like that. But if you go if someone blows by 100 miles an hour in a 35, obviously you're going after them.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, if it's a risk to public safety, I mean, you have to. You can't just let that roll down the road and kill some poor family driving down the road. I mean, you gotta do something about it.
You're not going to pull an Arlie Ermy on them.
I don't know what that is, but
yeah, the drill sergeant in platoon.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. No, we're not going to be like jerks, going after everybody right now. We're trying to, just keep the bad, the super, dangerous to public out of the roadways. And if you made a minor traffic mistake, then it is what it is. But let it roll.
Yeah. Are you all aware of what several major cities are ordering their EMS people with cardiac patients?
Oh yeah, I did hear that. Yep.
Yeah, some I guess some aren't coming.
If they don't get a pulse, don't bring them in.
Jesus.
In one case, I'm trying to remember which one it was, and I can't. They were ordered, if you get a pulse, wait 5 minutes. And you can't maintain it, don't bring them in.
I don't think we've gotten to that point yet. I'm sure if it was absolutely necessary to save life that's more savable, unfortunately may come to that.
Yeah, it's called triage.
Yeah, I mean it's part of the medical profession. They got to do what they got to do, but it hasn't come to that yet.
No, I take it that you do not have an oxygen equipment with with regulator and all in your vehicle.
No.
Yeah, so mouth to mouth's out of the question, eh?
No, yeah, we're not doing that.
Who's typing right now? Who keeps typing?
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
How many keyboards we go through a year, man? Shit.
Yeah, they do make guards for that.
I was rage typing against auditing in Chicago.
They do make guards for that, but they're not very effective. I'm also an ex-EMT firefighter.
Oh wow, yeah, I have one of the guards. I don't think I'm going to be using it. It's no more than it's like a plastic bag with like a net in the middle of it, and I mean spits can still get through.
I mean, it's all about compressions, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but you do need to supply the lungs with some oxygen to get through.
Yeah, but they change it where it's You only need oxygen when it's with infants.
So
kids.
Sound Guy 1, Auditing Chicago, has a question. He wants to know if you have another job besides auditing.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me go back and read my comment because maybe I didn't. Let's see. I said I've never done an audit. I have a pesky thing called a job, and I'm also a grown-up. So I don't know. Auditing Chicago. Maybe you need to learn how to read, homie. Take this time off and go back to school. English 101, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Let's see. Fupa officer. Fupa computer officer. Okay, thanks you for your service. And I'll probably. I don't know. It's 9 o'clock, so we're probably gonna wrap this up. But I don't know. We'll
Appreciate your support, man.
Yeah. And Jiver, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Oak, Karen, Doofy, the usual guys. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So I hear. I don't know. We'll stay on top of. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's much more to address about this whole situation. I mean, if Josh comes over there, I guess maybe we can follow it. But I mean, I don't know. It's pretty much where it is what it is at this point from what we went over. I hear through the grapevine that Abrams is heading out to Florida to team up with Auditing the USA. So that'll be interesting.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
What I want to know is whatever happened to common sense?
Yeah, and apparently, I talked to him in a phone interview, and I brought up the whole COVID thing, and if he was gonna chill out a little bit, and he said he would. He said he was thinking about starting to stay home, and he has a backlog of audits he can put up on YouTube and all that. But apparently not, because it sounds like, and I don't know if this is true. This is what I hear, that he's heading out to Florida. So we'll see.
Thing is every time he walks into a building, I mean, he's putting people at risk because he could have it and be spreading it around.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this disease. You don't necessarily know that you're a carrier.
No. And
You're a really loud typer, Sound Guy.
I know, it's insane.
I don't think I've ever heard someone type with such
He's
ferocity.
He needs to learn how to use the mute button.
Sorry.
That's a Sound Guy. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
We'll go live. We'll go live this Tuesday. Last Tuesday, we all had shit going on, and it kind of just, I don't know, we didn't. But this week we will. I don't know what's going on Tuesday. I'm sure something will come up in the meantime, and we end up talking about it. If not, we'll fake it till we make it. But
Mrs. Auditing Chicago, I guarantee that's not your real picture in your profile picture. Just saying.
Man, Sound Guy in Chicago gonna have a fight tonight. They're gonna go all night. He's gonna be slapping keys all night.
Slapping keys.
All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you came in late, make sure you go back, rewind it, watch it. We got some good No Name, Josh Abrams drama, all that shit.
I think it was a great show.
Yeah, I had fun. I appreciate everybody. Yeah. All right. Everybody have a good night, and we'll talk to you guys Tuesday night, 10 p.m.
Bye.
Don't take it easy.
All right. Take care.